Hello and a very warm welcome to the Stade de Coubertin here in Paris for finals day at the YONEX French Open. Event number 10 on the 12 tournament MetLife BWF World Superseries. 12 tournaments throughout the year, the elite tier of tournaments in World Badminton. Plus, of course, we have the end of season championships, the Super Series finals to be staged this year in Dubai, this year and the next 3 years. And it's only the top 8 players or pairs in each of those disciplines who will qualify for those finals. Well, here's the lineup for finals day. We're starting with an all-Chinese women's doubles. Ma Jin and Tang up against the former world champions and former winners here, Wang and Yang. Then men's singles, and Wang Shiming looking for his second Super Series title, appearing in his 5th Super Series tournament final. He's up against a man making history today, CHN, the first player from Chinese Taipei to contest a men's singles final at Super Series level. After that, we'll have women's singles and the number 1 and 2 seeds, the Olympic champion against the defending champion. I'll tell you more about the order of play in a minute as we're looking at the women's doubles destination Dubai rankings. The ranking for the qualification for those Super Series finals to be staged in Dubai. Well, as you saw, top 2 were Japanese pairs, and the top 5 remained unchanged, I can tell you, after Denmark. There will be changes after this tournament. Back to what we can look forward to later on today, after the women's singles final, which should be a cracker with the Olympic champion against the defending champion. We'll then have mixed doubles, and it will be Mr. and Mrs. Adcock, the Commonwealth Games gold medalists, in their second Super Series tournament final, up against Tontoi, Ahmad and Liliana Nasir, the former world champions. The last of our finals this afternoon will see the 2010 winners, the number 1 seeds Matthias Boe and Carsten Mogensen, up against Endo and Hawakawa, the number 2 seeds, in their 6th Super Series tournament final today. But they're still looking for their first ever Super Series title. Well, that's what we've got to look forward to later on today. Let's get on with all the action. It is the women's doubles final to start us off. An all-Chinese affair. In the red shirts there are the former winners of this event and former world champions, 2-time former world champions, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang. They're the number 7 seeds here in Paris. Their opponents, Ma Jin and Tang, the number 5 seeds.
From China,
well, for Ma Jin, she is trying to win her 3rd women's doubles title here with a 3rd different partner. What an extraordinary achievement that would be. Champions here in 2011, 2-time world champions in 2011 and 2013. Silver medalists, of course, earlier this year in the World Championships. Lin Mun from the United States of America is our umpire for this one. And Michaela Benkova of the Czech Republic will be the service judge. Well, since the French Open became a Super Series event, which was at the inception of the Super Series, which started back in 2007. The French Open has always been part of the Super Series, so that makes this the 8th staging of the French Open as a Super Series, and I can tell you that only once in 8 times have China failed to win the women's doubles, because of course they're going to win the title here on the 8th staging. The only time they didn't win was back in 2010 when Duanganong Arunkanson and Kunchela Borovici Jaikul of Thailand took the title. So for Ma Jin, Well, she was a busy lady yesterday. 2 semi-finals to contest. She lost her mixed doubles with her Olympic silver medal partner. As we look at the draw, and you can see from quarter-final stage, only 4 different nations involved. 3 Chinese pairs, 3 Japanese pairs, 1 Indonesian and 1 Danish pair. By semi-finals, it was overwhelmingly Chinese, and as you can see, an all-Chinese final. Number 2 seeds, Christina Pedersen, Camilla Ruta-Yul, losing in the quarter-final stage. But I have to say, the defending champions have lost at the last 16, Bao Yixing and Tang. So to this relatively new pairing, number 5 seed, 16 in the world ranking, up 8 places this week to a career high. The number 6, as we saw on the Super Series standings. And as you can see, both their quarter-final and semi-final, as indeed had their opening match, going the full distance against Matsuo and Nato yesterday. Coming back from a game down, had to achieve the same thing at the quarter-final stage against number 3 seeds Matsutomo and Takahashi. Well, very different path for their opponents. The number 7 seeds Wang Xiaoli, 25 years of age on the right as we look at them. Yu Yang is 28. Number 5 in the world ranking, up 2 places, and it's because they were world ranked at number 7 when the seeding was done as to why they are the number 7 seeds. Winners, as I say, back in 2011, they were the number 1 seeds last year and lost in the quarter-final stage. Well, my goodness, isn't that an impressive list of matches so far? Only seeded opposition was in yesterday's semi-final against the identical twin sisters, Liu Ying and Liu Yu. 22-20, 21-7. All of their matches in 2 straight games, and all of their previous matches against Ma Jin and Tang Xuanting have been won by the former world champions. But both times that they have met each other, these 2 pairs, it has gone the full distance. The last time was in the semi-final, as you saw, of the Denmark Super Series event last week. I did say semi-final, didn't I hope? Anyway, it was 21-11 in the deciding game. First time they met, of course, was in the All-England final. What a thriller that was earlier this year, March earlier this year. 23-21 in the deciding game. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang won that match. So for the pair in red, well, they may be a lower seed than their opponents, but on paper they're overwhelming favourites. This their 5th final from 6 tournaments this year, and their 3rd final from 3 Super Series tournaments this year. The only 2 Super Series they played prior to this was the All England Championships, which they won, and last week in Denmark, which they won.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Ma Jin, Tang Yuting, China. On my left, Yu Yang, Wang Xiaolai, China. Ma Jin to serve to Wang Xiaolai, love all, play. One love.
So first point of this final to Ma Jin and Tang Xuanting.
Two love.
Oh, nicely done.
Three, lovely. Service over. 1-3.
No, it's a nice idea from Margin.
Service over. 4-1.
Good rally. Oh, it's just wide. Lovely idea from Tang, the youngest player on court at the age of 20. And I have to say, I thought during the All England final between these two pairs that it was the youngster who was the best player on court. Yeah, good aggression.
3-4.
Oh, indecision from Wang Xiaoli.
Service over. 5-3.
They've had the most remarkable record during their partnership. Yu Yang and Wang Xiaoli. Yeah, she was right to take it. It was going to land in, I think.
Fault.
40 tournaments Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang have played prior to this, since forming their partnership.
Change, please.
And they've reached the final of 33 of them. That is just extraordinary. First year of the Premier Super Series events. They won the Grand Slam 2011, won all 5 Premier events. Now there's the little hand signal, just letting her partner know where she's going to serve to, which shot she's going to cover as far as the third shot is concerned.
Service over. 4-6.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the problem with a new partnership, as Ma Jin and Tang Ting are.
5-6.
This only their 7th ever tournament together. Don't quite yet have the understanding of who's going for the one down the middle and who's going for which shot. But it is a partnership that I think has huge potential. Nice. That's a super shot. Little block there from Margin. Good defence as well. Well, these long rallies, I suspect, might suit Jin Tang a little more. I've talked in the past about whether Yu Yang is at full fitness. And in fact, last week, during the final of the Denmark Super Series event, when Wang and Yu Yang had to play against Matsutomo and Takahashi, Morton Frost and myself were talking about the fact that really the tactics against Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang is to get Yu Yang to the back of the court. She prefers to be at the net, so you get them out of their favoured formation and really isolate and make Yu Yang work from the back of the court.
Service over, 7-all.
Oh, good serve. Just long. Good retrieving, though. From
8-7.
That's good judgment. So first time, the former champions have gone into the lead.
Service over, 8-all.
Well, I do apologise about all that noise, if you could hear it too. Yeah, good rally.
Service over, 9-8.
Service fault called, struck above the waist.
Service over, 9-all.
Mikhaila Venkova of the Czech Republic. Well, that's a little bit naughty from Yu Yang. Had a little practice serve and looked to the service judge and put a thumbs up and said, well, would that one have been all right? You can't really do that. That shouldn't be allowed.
10-9. Yes, Yu Yang, yes.
No, she hit the shuttle back. How can she then claim that it wasn't in? Well, no coaching staff involved, of course, because there's two Chinese pairs playing against each other, so the Chinese coaches. Oh, there's a very famous man on the left, Tai Yun.
20
current
seconds.
Olympic champion in the men's doubles.
Eleven, 10, play.
That's gone wide.
Service over.
Yeah, I have to say, watching these two Chinese
11
pairs,
all.
I think some of the other pairs in world badminton could learn a thing or two about trying to do something with the defensive play. Their defence is magnificent, but they're not content just to lift it back. Both pairs trying to do something with it, trying to change their defence into attack.
12, 11.
Very nearly got that back, Yu Young. Oh, great defence. That's a perfect example of what I was talking about. So too is that.
Service
One
over.
drove it back, one blocked it. Always vying for the
12
attacking play.
all.
A very polished pair, Wang and Young.
13, 12.
Look at that
Get ready, please.
coverage at the net from Yu Young. Absolutely superb. Oh, brilliant. She does have so much creativity due to her wonderful racket skills.
14,
Look at the
12.
disguise on that. Beautiful play. And she's following forward as well.
Ajin.
Going wide.
Service over. 13, 14. Service over. 15, 13.
Yeah, it's a good return of serve.
Service over. 14, 15.
Third Super Series tournament final for Ma Jin and Tang Ting as a pair. Previous two, they lost obviously the All England final against their opponents of today, but also reached the final of the Indonesia Premier Super Series event. Oh, look at that. Goodness me, what good badminton.
Service over. 16,
Commitment at the
14.
front of the court. Well played by Wang Xiaoli. I'm a big fan of hers. Of course, all the attention is on her partner having achieved Olympic gold medal status. When I think of the two, I think Wang Xiaoli creates an awful lot of opportunities.
18-14.
Well, is this the decisive move? 3 straight points, and only 3 points needed for this opening game.
Service over.
That raises the racket in apology.
15-18. Tang.
Look at that. Perfection. One of the most powerful smashes in the game, Wang Xiaoli.
19-15.
Yeah, very good.
20. Game point 15.
Game point calls the umpire. And in fact, there's 5 game point opportunities. Oh my goodness. What a shot from Yu Yang to close out the opening game. 21-15. 19 minutes of play. And this pair are going to have to come back from a game down if they want to win their first ever Super Series title. Look at that from Yu Yang. Left her opponents absolutely stranded, and when you consider these two pairs must spar against each other on a daily basis, normally you know your opponent's tricks and where they're likely to play the shuttle. That's just an indication of how good that was. Very disappointing performance by this pair at the Asian Games. Having been silver medalists 4 years ago, lost in the round of last 16 by their own very high standards. That was disappointment. Yu Yang saying something about keep those feet moving. Oh dear, wake up.
Seconds. 20 seconds. Yu Yang. And court, please.
So the number 7 seeds, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, having taken that very good opening game 21-15 against the number
Second
5
game.
seeds Ma Jin and
Love
Tang
all.
Ting.
Play.
A little delay while there's a public announcement about
Play.
fans not using the flash camera. Good serve.
1-love. Service over. 1-all. Service over. 2-1.
Oh, that's the right idea. Yeah, absolutely brilliant.
Service over.
That's the sort of defensive shot
2-all.
that really does put opponents under pressure. Stood her ground on the defence, took the shuttle early, guided it across court.
Service over. 3-2.
It's going wide. Well,
4-2.
developing into quite a battle between Ma Jin and Yu Young at the front of the court. Clever. Nice defence. Well, there was a clash of rackets between Ma Jin and Tang Ting.
5-2.
Looks at the racket. Yeah.
Change quickly.
Well, for a moment I
Stand
thought
for
the
it,
umpire
please.
wasn't going to allow her to change the racket. I thought it was such a clash and there was such a noise. I thought perhaps the frame had cracked. Yeah. Good umpiring once you realise what the problem was with the player. There's the confusion again. Dissecting the
6-2.
number 5 seeds.
Change, please.
This is the problem with the new partnership. They were both leaving it for the other. Who's supposed to take that? Well, I suppose if you look at the general rule, it should have been Tang Ting. Player slightly on the cross court from where the smash is coming is the usual one to take the shot down the middle. And let's give credit where credit's due. It was a fine shot from this pair.
Service over. 3-6. Go. 4-6.
Luck of the net cord for Ma Jin. Yeah, but good, positive play.
5-6. Yu Yang.
And the problem is that they've been adventurous. They're trying to do the right things, but not often enough are they getting the shuttle on the floor.
Flat. Ma Jing.
Well, I don't think it was Ma Jin's fault.
Thank you.
Ma Jin was taking some time, I understand that, but
Fault.
oh yes.
Service over. 7-5. Service over. 6-7.
Good flick serve.
Service over.
Yeah, she's a lovely character, is Tang Ting. Smiling at her mistake there, saying, yeah, it's flying much quicker than I had suspected it would do.
Nine, 6. Yes. Service over. 7-9.
Well, the last final that Ma Jin and Tang Ting were in, they didn't actually contest it. That was the final of the Indonesia Super Series. Gave a walkover to the Olympic champions, Tiang Qing and Zhao Yunlei. Good rally. Yeah, that's what they need to do more of against the former world champions. Get Yu Yang to the back and keep her there. Oh.
Service over. 10-7. Ladies.
Well, very surprised the umpire allowing them to have a towel down. Ah, right. Now I understand why the court needs to be mopped of the perspiration. Well, you know, it's a very interesting dynamic, this final, because Ma Jin used to play women's doubles with Wang Xiaoli. In fact, they were world #1s together.
One.
And in fact, together, they won the title here at the French Open 2009. Now they are on opposite sides of the net. And I can tell you that for the youngster on court, Tang Ting, the only Super Series title that she's ever won was the India Super Series event earlier this year, Tang Ting. And she was playing with a certain Yu Yang when she won that event. So all four players on court have experienced partnerships with one of their opponents. It does make it an interesting dynamic for this women's doubles final. So 4-point advantage for the former champions, Xiao Li and Yu Young. In fact, Wang Xiao Li and Ma Jin as a partnership, not only world #1s, but also medalled in World Championships.
20 seconds.
A silver and a bronze. Oh, that's interesting. Youngster Tang Ting is giving some of the instruction. Oh, that's good to see. Normally, when China use one of the much more experienced players, in this case Ma Jin, playing with one of the youngsters, it's the more experienced player that tends to do all the talking in the advice and encouragement. That's a good sign for Tang Ting. Good character. It's going long a number of times. She's lifted the shuttle long.
12-7.
Yeah, but there's a little tap of encouragement from Ma Jin. That's good to see.
Seven.
A 6-point cushion now for the former world champions. And yet again, look at the despair from Ma Jin. Oh, that's brilliant. Well played from Wang Xiao Li.
14-7.
Right into that back corner there. Lovely play. That's good too. Well, having just played one deep into the backhand corner, very next rally, switch it and play one very deep into the forehand corner. It's wonderful awareness from Wang Xiao Li and Yu Young. Yeah, well taken.
Seven.
Yeah, they're both struggling, both pairs, and trying to lift right to the back of the court.
16.
Yeah, the fans here in Stade de Coubertin really trying to lift the younger pair.
Service over.
Yeah, good interception from Yu Young.
17-8.
Yeah, stamping their authority on the match right now.
18-8.
They have been the better pair. And it's very, very good to see Wang Xiao Li and Yu Young coming back to something like their previous form. when they were
receiver,
so
19-8.
receiver. Oh dear me. Well, the form that took Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang to world #1 and to 2 world titles. I know Yu Yang has had her injury problems earlier this year, but they are looking very, very good once more. Look at that. Yep.
Match point 8.
So a whole host of match point opportunities for #7 seeds. Well left, that's short.
Service over, 9-20.
Missed it. 21-15, 21-9. The victory and a second French Open title for Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang to add to the one they won in 2011. 37 minutes, and they really went from strength to strength. Their confirmation of the score, 21-15, 21-9. And for Ma Jin and Tang in their 3rd Super Series tournament final. It wasn't to be, 3rd time lucky. 3rd time they have to settle for 2nd best. Well, the good news as far as Ma Jin and Tang is concerned, despite losing today's final, they will go up 2 places on the Destination Dubai ranking list. They will leapfrog the 2 Chinese pairs above them. And for Ma Jin and Tang, they will become the #4 pair on those Destination Dubai rankings. So to the prize presentation for the women's doubles. A second French Open title for Wang Xiaoli to add to the one that she won back in 2009 with her opponent of today, Ma Jin. Yeah, big smiles from Wang Xiaoli. So Ma Jin, who today was contesting her 6th French Open final for a 4th time, has to settle for 2nd best. And of course, she was mixed doubles champion in 2012. And today she was trying to win a 3rd French Open title with a 3rd women's doubles partner. It wasn't to be, but a first final here while making her first appearance here in Paris for Tang Ting. Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang, for each of them, a 3rd women's doubles title here. A 2nd as a partnership to add to the title they won in 2011. Yu Yang having won the title first here in 2008 with Du Jing. Wang Xiaoli having won the title previously with Ma Jin in 2009. For them, it is a 22nd Super Series title. Their 27th Super Series tournament final. What a record that is. Surely, if they can stay injury-free, Wang Xiaoli and Yu Yang will go back up to the top of the world rankings. Paul Erik Hoya Larsen, President of Badminton World Federation, IOC member and former Olympic champion himself, along with Richard Raymond, the President of the French Badminton Federation.
Voilà, et Paul Erik Hoya Larsen qui invite Snoopy dans cette photo. Snoopy, la mascotte bien sûr de MetLife, partenaire des BWF World Series. Pour cette très belle photo, alors ça se voit pas sur la photo, mais peut-être quand même, avec vos applaudissements, c'est encore mieux.
Voilà. Merci à vous toutes et à vous tous. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
For Yu Yang, staggeringly, this is a 36th Super Series title. Li Zhongwei has 39, Li Yongdae 33. What a remarkable statistic that is.